Welcome to Inner Nether, where honest perspectives on life and self-growth come alive through videos crafted with AI and diverse sources. Subscribe now and stay inspired. Imagine this. You grow old. You've traveled, laughed, loved, but never had sex. No fiery nights, no awkward first tries, nothing at all. Would you feel like you missed the most important human experience? Or would you look back and feel relieved, having dodged years of pressure, heartbreak, and the mess most people never escape? We're living in a world that talks about sex like it's oxygen, something you need to survive. Movies, music, even casual chats make you feel like everyone's doing it. And if you're not, there must be something wrong with you. But the truth is, there's nothing wrong with you. Whether it's by choice, circumstance, or simply not a priority, your worth doesn't hinge on whether you've had sex or not. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on a topic long whispered about, joked about, and judged. What really happens, physically, mentally, and socially, if you never have sex? The answer might surprise you, and maybe even set you free. Desire will change, but not in just one way. Sexual desire isn't a simple on-off switch, stark and straightforward. It's like the tide, sometimes surging high, overwhelming every sense. Other times ebbing low, a gentle whisper fading into the distance. It shifts with the unseen winds of your soul, the faint moonlight of your emotions, and the chaotic rhythm of your life. Exhausting days, lonely nights, or sudden moments that make your heart race. For some, when intimacy is absent for too long, like an endless winter without light, the brain quietly adjusts unrelentingly. It stops sending those craving signals, stops anticipating moments of skin touching skin, breaths intertwining. Desire fades like a vibrant painting bleached by time. You know it was there, once blazing, once making your heart pound. But now it's just a hazy memory, distant, like a dream you can't quite recall. You stand before a mirror, asking yourself, how did I once crave? How alive was I? But the answer is only an empty silence. But for others, that absence becomes kindling. Imagination grows vivid, sudden moments quicken the pulse, and the urge sharpens like a freshly honed blade. Desire is an adaptive creature. It bends to your environment, to how you live. Sometimes it sleeps quietly, sometimes it surges stronger than ever. But rarely does it vanish entirely. It just changes form and waits. Mind, chemical highs and emotional slips. When you have sex, it's like your body opens a door to a chemical paradise. Your brain releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone, like an invisible hug pulling you closer to the other person. Then endorphins flood in, like a natural painkiller, soothing all stress, immersing you in a gentle, overflowing happiness. That's why, after intimate moments, you feel like you're floating on air, a deep connection, pure joy, as if the whole world turns gentle and safe. But pause for a second and ask, is sex the only door to these chemical highs? The answer is no, and that truth has the power to free you from misconceptions. A long hug from someone you trust, where you feel warmth and safety, can spark oxytocin, like a gentle river flowing through your soul. A laugh fest with friends until tears fall, melting all worries away, can trigger endorphins, making you glow like sunlight on a winter day. Or the moment you lose yourself in music, when each note seems to embrace your heart, when you paint a picture, forgetting time, when you meditate, merging into deep silence, all can trigger similar chemical reactions in your brain, lifting you to peaks of joy and connection without touching another's skin. If you see it as a measure of your self-worth, the only ticket to feeling lovable or valued, its absence can become a painful void, like a black hole swallowing your joy. You might feel incomplete, adrift, as if life isn't whole without those intimate moments. But if you learn to fill your soul with meaningful connections, a deep conversation with a loved one, an afternoon wandering in nature, a creative project that makes you lose track of time, then a life without sex can still be vibrant, profound, and more peaceful than ever. You don't need to rely on someone else to feel alive within yourself. Your body and mind know how to find joy, how to heal, How to make you feel whole without any conditions. Physical health, myths and truths. People often whisper, not having sex will ruin your health, as if your body's a fragile machine that collapses without it. But science makes it clear, it's not as simple as an on-off switch. For men, regular ejaculation might slightly lower the risk of prostate cancer, but a healthy diet, exercise, deep sleep, and stable mental health are the true pillars. Sex is just a piece of the puzzle, not a magic cure. For the women, sex can help balance hormones and strengthen pelvic floor muscles. But yoga, Kegel exercises, or dancing offer similar benefits, sometimes even stronger, because you're fully in control of them. Sex improves circulation, sleep, and immunity, but it doesn't have a monopoly on it. A good run, a tasty meal, a deep night's sleep, or a laugh with friends all nurture both your body and soul. Relationships are between intimacy and freedom. Sex is often seen as the glue that binds relationships, but glue isn't always necessary. Sometimes the bond forms from other things: trust, respect, shared values. For some couples, the absence of sex isn't an issue. They find closeness through deep conversations, shared experiences, or simply peaceful companionship. But for others, differing sexual needs can feel like a silent crack, widening over time. For singles, opting out of a dating culture heavily focused on sex can make them feel left out. But it's also a form of freedom. No pressure to do it, no mind games to keep someone, no need to compromise personal boundaries. And a truth rarely spoken, love can still be deep, lasting, even romantic without sex. Intimacy isn't limited to one form. Quiet, positive sides. A life without sex can bring gifts people often overlook. No worry about sexually transmitted diseases. No risk of unintended pregnancy. Less drama and emotional hurt. More time and energy for hobbies, career, and self-growth. And if you ever choose to have sex, that moment could carry multiplied meaning. This isn't a story of lack. It's about living on your own terms. Not having sex won't break you. It will shape you, perhaps in ways you didn't expect. But it doesn't define who you are. Your body will adapt. Your mind will adapt. And your heart will find connection where you choose to seek it. So ask yourself, is a life without sex a loss or a liberation? We've just walked through a journey not everyone dares to voice. Now I'd love to hear your story. What do you think? Is living without sex a miss or a discovery of freedom? Share in the comments. Your story might touch someone who needs to hear it. And if you find this video worth spreading, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Not just to support the channel, but to keep these honest, humane conversations alive. Thank you for being here, for listening, and for daring to think differently. See you in the next video.